Team of the season. Experts have voted for this team that have been on the sofa with us all season. And what we've done is asked them all to submit their best 11s, and we've collated them into one final 11. The only criteria was it had to be a 4-4-2. So let's start off with the goalkeeper, which was a unanimous decision. No surprises here, Sam. Emi Martinez.
I would have been really surprised if it was anyone else. As we mentioned earlier, what a phenomenal season he's had. He'll be a lot of people's number one goalkeeper for next season too, I suspect.
Yeah. OK. No surprise to see Martinez there in the number one. In defence, let's have a look at the four players picked. And you've got Dallas there, of course, Justin, Diaz and Cresswell. James Justin, what a star he was until that knee injury in game week 24. What a shame for him and for FPL managers, frankly, to see him go out of the game.
Such a shame, but, you know, listen, he's going to recover. He'll have a good pre-season, hopefully, and then fingers crossed we'll see him more in that Leicester City side. At the beginning of the season, we're all looking for a 4.5 defender. We always look for 4.5 defenders that are going to get the minutes and do the business for us in FPL, and he was absolutely one to have. So, yes, eyes on him for next year. Another one to pick out. West Ham, what a phenomenal season they had. Cresswell in there with 11 assists. What a player he turned out to be.
Yeah, I absolutely loved owning Cresswell. He was just one of those players that you could bank on. A bit like Soufal at the end of the season, where you could bank on if there wasn't a clean sheet, there will be an attacking return, set pieces, everything to like about West Ham. I do worry a little bit about how they'll cope with multiple competitions next season. But we'll find out if they're still going to be as good FPL assets. But this year, he was great.
Yeah, he was one of my favourites to own too. In midfield, let's see who you guys have gone for here. Son, Fernandes, Gundogan and Salah. Believe it or not, Fernandes was actually the only one of these four players that all of our experts picked, which really surprises me. Gundogan's numbers actually tailed off towards the end of the season, but looking at the numbers of the other three, all over 200. Amazing seasons for all of them, Lee.
Yeah, no real surprises here, I don't think. And I think Gundogan of the four is the value pick, isn't he? The other three, you'd maybe expect to see them up there on the big screen at the end of the season, but Gundogan, the real surprise package, particularly in that period of games we mentioned before where he was banging them in left, right and centre. Yeah,
we spoke about Kane earlier on, Sam, but Son has just had another fantastic season for Spurs, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He's been so creative and that partnership has worked incredibly well to the point where he has outshone Gareth Bale, which is, you know, no mean feat, really. He has been great. He looked really, really tired these last couple of game weeks, and I think pre-season and the little rest he's going to have now will bode well for him going into next season.
OK. Up front then, who have we picked in our 4-4-2? Oh, look, there's Harry Kane in a Spurs shirt. A little bit retro, that. And next to him, Patrick Bamford. What a revelation Patrick Bamford has been. He was available for 5.5 at the start of the campaign. He clocked up 70 goals and 11 assists. FPL gold.
Yeah, great, right? I mean, again, game week one, we're all saying, can he do it in the Premier League? Bit wasteful in the Championship. But listen, he's proved all of his doubters wrong and kept a player like Rodrigo out the side for much of the season. A Spanish international kept out the side by Patrick Bamford. So always been really, really good value in that Leeds side. I'm excited to see what we get from Leeds next season. Right. With some of their key players back and at home with the fans.
If they hang on to Bamford. Hey, what if Spurs were to bring Bamford in?
What, to play alongside Harry Kane? That would be delightful. Yeah.
Do you think he's going to repeat a season like this?
I sincerely hope so. I mean, I don't see why not. The creativity in that Leeds side is just phenomenal. And they're not going to change fundamentally the way that they play. They are always going to be an attacking, free-flowing team under Bielsa. So I suspect we might have another great season from Bamford again.
Brilliant. OK, so let's just remind you then of that FPL show team of the season in full, voted for by our regular panellists then. In goal, Emi Martinez. In defence, Dallas, Justin, Diaz, Cresswell, Son, Fernandes, Gundogan and Salah in the midfield, and Kane and Bamford up front. If only we could all afford all of those in our 100 million. That would be nice, wouldn't it? We do have to mention, though, a few notable players who didn't quite make